the Aston Martin of Jamie Day at this corner, and I thought it looked like Pepper wasn't alongside it enough for the move to have not attracted a penalty. So, yeah, I mean, luckily for Pepper, he's P20, so he's not going to lose out on any points. But, yeah, I agree with race control on that penalty.
As Vincent Abril continues to hold sway, never has he been able to shake off the traffic. That is sort of halfway through the incident, really. That's what turned around the Aston 21 of Jamie Day, and Jordan Pepper's car gets the drive-through, which may have to be translated into a time penalty at the end of the race.
We've seen the leader getting held up by the bar while Lamborghini dives out the way, so should be okay, but that would have been a real scare for Abril there. Goth gets through, but Lullam doesn't. Is that going to hurt Lullam's exit? It does. Lapalainen's going to get a bit of a run potentially here. Luckily for him, it looked like they were both held up equally. Another flash of the headlights from Lapalainen. Is he going to send it down the inside? He definitely has a look. He's going to compromise his line out. Lullam with a slide on the apex. These cars are right on the edge of grip that they're affording their drivers.
Up to Druids they come, and as Lapalainen tries and fails to get by, that brings Neubauer onto his tail, and Niederhauser, sixth, joins the party as well. Chris Lullam, though, is doing a good job of defending, belying his lack of experience in real-world racing. Comes on the Cooper Straight, so with so many cars queued up behind him, would be easy to perhaps make a mistake. He hasn't done it yet. Again, Lapalainen tries to squeeze to the inside. Neubauer waiting for a gap that just does not present itself. 3.5 minutes are on the clock now. Top 5 in each class shown on the graphic. Abril, Goethe, Lapalainen, Neubauer, Niederhauser, the leading 5 in Pro. That's going to change with Niederhauser's penalty. Chris Lullam hanging on to that lead of gold, and it is still Echampieris leading in silver. Not by much, but he's still leading. Yeah,
Pepper serving his penalty for that spicy move, so I think that's going to be the end of their day. Be interested to see what they do for race 2. I just feel Lapalainen in that Emerald Frey Ferrari, the more red car of those first Ferraris, is just looking too much. He's looking to the inside almost 3 or 4 times a lap, and he's compromising his exits. He needs to save it up as we look at the teammate of Lullam there, and just starting to look a bit nervous now, but still I think they're going to be able to hold on. Lullam's pace has been very strong.
Has indeed, and he's been error-free, and again, the more mileage he does, it's his first race in this car, of course, then he is going to get better and better and better. The leaders have gone by with 2 minutes and 40 on the clock as they climb the hill up to Druids once again. And on this lap, Abril looking the stronger. It's been quite a long time since we last had Vincent Abril on the top step of a GT World Challenge podium. This is Charles Witt, in the meantime, trying to get up alongside Louis Pret. They are arguing over 8th and 9th places. Calvin van der Linde, I should say, not Charles Witt. He took over from Charles in the pit stops. So the South African driver, Calvin van der Linde, again, looking to make his move. He's got the pace, and he has to try the outside line into Surtees. That's not going to work.
Yeah, Louis Pret on the defence there. South African against Monegas. Who's going to come out on top? The BMW's got strong straight line speed. We know that's how the car generates his lap time. Louis Pret's going to move to the right side to cover that off. Doesn't cover it fully. Van der Linde puts it inside down. Louis Pret gives him a space there. I'm surprised by that. This should be job done now as they break next time into Westfield. Van der Linde gets the job done. Fair driving, but too fair from Louis Pret, in my opinion. He could have closed the door after Van der Linde backed out, looking down the inside of Hawthorne's, but very good move, and that is a brave overtake from that BMW. As we go back to this battle that's been raging on between McKeels and Sandy Mitchell. You've also got a look in the background there. The 992 Paradine BMW wants to get in on the mix. This is a silver battle with a pro car of Mitchell involved as well. It's all starting to kick off with 1:20 left.
And this all helps Echampieris hang on to the advantage. Flashing his lights is Jeff Machiels. He's trying to keep Sandy Mitchell at bay. He wants to get away from that Lamborghini and go after the Porsche. And they are going to come through with potentially 2 more laps to run. It rather depends where the leaders are relative to the clock. Then number 992, Maxime Houston, 13th overall, 3rd in class. So he's heading for a podium as the race leaders then have got less than a minute on the clock. Where are they on the track? They're going into Surtees. So the last lap, this should now be for the leaders. You've got to go back, I reckon, to 2019 to find the last sprint cut win for Vincent Abril. That was in a Mercedes with Raffaele Marciello, but right now he leads in a Ferrari and he comes down towards Hawthorne's. The clock has 39 seconds on it as they swing through the right-hander of Hawthorne itself. That's Lullam, 3rd, leading in gold. And Benjamin Goethe's McLaren has done a really good job to stay in that mix, hasn't it? The car started by Marvin Kirchhofer, but 2nd for McLaren. It looks as though it is going to be a Ferrari win then, as now through Sheen Curve comes Vincent Abril. 7/10 of a second up at the start of this lap. The clock has, 12 seconds and counting on it. The checkered flag is being made ready, and so Vincent Abril and Alessio Rivera look as though they are going to come through victorious at the end of our first Sprint Cup race of the season in GT World Challenge Europe. The checkered flag is at the ready, and it is going to be a Ferrari win at Brands Hatch. A win for Vincent Abril and Alessio Rivera, who is absolutely delighted with that. Second to Benjamin Goethe and Marvin Kirchhoff. A third, Chris Lulham and Thierry Vermeulen. They also win gold. Constant Lapalainen and Ben Green take fourth. Fifth, Thomas Neubauer and Arthur Leclerc. And sixth, Patrick Niedhauser and Sven Muller on the road. Then you put the penalty on. But how about this? Coming up to the line, it is going to be Lurk Hartog and Esham Pires to win silver. Brilliant drive by Esham Pires. Far less experienced than Lurk Hartog. I really expected that car to drop away in the class, but he has done a fantastic job of keeping that in the mix and winning the class.
Yeah, amazing job. It was such a strong start, wasn't it, from Hartog? Gained 6 positions. Emil Frey very happy as well. They've got a very fast car there. Amazingly, that's only the second ever win for Ferrari at Brands